Some people might argue that if you're a professor and you knowingly call a male to female transgender student sir, you're being a bit rude. But a public university in Ohio seems not only to think that it's impolite, but also that it doesn't constitute free speech. Let's check it out. Nicholas Merriweather is a philosophy professor at Shawnee State University. He's suing the school after Shawnee State gave Nicholas, who's Christian, a written warning when he refused to address a male-to-female transgender student as a lady. The professor's lawsuit stated that, according to school policy, all professors must refer to each student, both in and out of class, using whatever pronouns the student claims reflect his gender identity. They demand this even though the concept of gender identity is entirely subjective and fluid. Even though the number of potential gender identities is infinite, with over 100 different options currently available, and even though the number of potential pronouns has likewise multiplied in recent years. So if I were a particularly nasty and vindictive student who really wanted to stick it to my professor, I could purposely change my pronouns at will and then report a professor who mistakenly calls me the wrong one. Now you're probably saying, oh, but Shimshock, transgender people wouldn't exploit the system. Doesn't matter. Same as Target's restroom policy, allowing people to use men's or women's restrooms regardless of their anatomy, a policy like this one opens up the door for predators and others with ill will by legislating along the lines of their subjective vision of reality. And it does look like the student giving Professor Merriweather problems, Alina Bruning, has ill will. According to the lawsuit, after Merriweather told Alina he was not sure he could comply with Bruning's demand, and that he was not sure students can dictate how professors must refer to them, the student began circling around him, getting in his face in a threatening fashion, and said, "Then I guess this means I can call you a c***." Alina then reportedly promised to see Merriweather fired if the professor did not meet the student's demands. The professor has sued the school after Shawnee State issued him a warning, but the school argues that Merriweather's use of sir isn't protected by the First Amendment and wants the case to be dismissed. Provost Jeffrey Bauer asked if the professor's free speech supersedes the rights of an individual, a student in this case, against discrimination by a public employee at a state-supported institution. When provided with options to avoid discrimination and opposition to his religious beliefs, Dr. Merriweather chose to continue his disparate treatment of the student. You know, they keep throwing around this term discrimination, but words have meaning. Discrimination most basically means drawing a distinction between two things. Totally neutral connotation, and that's what Merriweather believes he's doing by separating a biological male from a biological female. But discrimination can also mean treating one of those things unfairly. Shawnee State's own policy defines gender-based discrimination as negative or adverse treatment, and treatment that denies or limits the individual's ability to obtain the benefits of Shawnee State's programs or activities. Yeah, call me crazy, but I don't think the word sir denies someone the ability to get their education, especially if that someone is dropping the C-bomb and threatening to get you fired. But what do you guys think? Let me know below or hit me up on Twitter. For Campus Unmasked, I'm Rob Shimshock. If you like this video and support our mission, please make sure to comment and subscribe. If something happens on your campus and you'd like us to investigate, send us details using the form on campusunmasked.com.